Hi, this is my review of Six Crowns in Hell, a solo role playing game about killing the Lord of Hell. In this solo role playing game, you go through a metroidvania souls-like experience. This is based on the Firelight system, which I reviewed about a few years ago, but the theme and the system itself adapted to this hellish setting is quite different. Now let's talk about the quality of the PDF. The quality is great. Everything is fully bookmarked and hyperlinked. This is how you create a solo RPG PDF. So it's going to be very easy for you to move through the entire document. Everything is well organized, written and explained. The illustrations are perfect in black and white, expressing that hellish theme and atmosphere. So overall the quality is top notch. Perfect. Now let's talk about the contents. You are one of the damned souls of hell, a servitor of the great evil that rules the dark and benighted domain. However, you are through with servitude. You will be your own master, and as such, you will find freedom by blade or by dominion. To do so, you must escape hell by gathering the 6 crowns of the Hell Knights, the 6 most powerful damned souls in the service of the great evil. And if you wish, you can try to destroy the great evil and rule hell instead. When it comes to preparing for this game, you need a standard deck of playing cards, your typical poker deck, but without any jokers. This is called the story deck, and it is used to determine pretty much everything in your adventures. You also need 2 six-sided dice. You will use this to perform actions in the narrative and get answers about the world. These are your action dice. It's also a good idea to keep a notebook of some sort to record your journeys. Index cards or random slips of paper are also useful, and a token or miniature of some sort to track your movement across the map you'll generate using the cards. To play, make sure you have a couple of hours of spare time ahead of you. Shuffle and place your story deck on a flat surface and gather your action dice. Your damned soul is defined by 3 approaches: wrathful, cunning, and quick. The various approaches represent how you overcome obstacles and problems that befall you. To create your character, you roll a d6 and base the result on the specific tables. On the first table, you generate a +2 modifier to an approach. On the second table, you will generate a +1 modifier to an approach. And finally, on the third table, you have a +0 modifier. Each approach must have 1 modifier. If you roll a result that would impact an approach that already has a modifier, instead, select a different result off the list, or reroll until you get a different approach as a result. On the last table, you can use an even-odd result for the unmodified approach. At the end, you should have a +2, a +1, and a +0 to an approach. So you could obtain results such as: you waged war on a demon duke's throne. You get +2 to wrathful. In mortal deed, perhaps you obtain the result of: you led your whole life as a con artist. You get a +1 in cunning. On the weakness table, perhaps you obtain the result of: you believe one blow ends a fight, not many. So you obtain a +0 to quick. In order, you have a hellish deed, a mortal deed, and a weakness. Then you must determine your hell weapon. Draw a card from the story deck. Look on page 12 to see what it means for your weapon, and then shuffle the card back into the story deck. Of course, you should envision your weapon in an appropriately hellish fashion. When it comes to striving for your goal, to escape hell, you must traverse the various realms, kingdoms, estates, and tortured lands of hell, defeating the Hell Knights to gain their crowns. Once you have united all 6 crowns, you can use them to escape hell, or take the fight to the great evil instead. Actions guide your journey across this world. Each action is a self-contained system, which helps you resolve the questions you have, or moves you want to make. But remember, if you actually want to roleplay, do not handle those questions like that. Obtain the information through roleplay. Instead of saying, "Is there a structure beyond the woods?" you could say, "I cross the woods and look beyond them," and then you make your roll. You should think of actions as tools of propulsion that represent definite ways you interact with your adventure. You must resolve one action before you can take another. When taking an action, you should draw 2 cards face up from your story deck. Roll and sum your 2 action dice. Add any modifiers to your roll to get your score. Then interpret the result as follows and discard the cards. If your score is higher than both cards, there's hope. If your score is higher than one card, there's despair. Otherwise, there's darkness. Aces are worth 1, jacks are worth 11, queens are worth 12, and kings are worth 13. Number cards are worth their indicated value. Each action is formatted actions plus modifier and tells you what happens when there's hope, despair, or darkness. So that is how you interact with your environment. But when it comes to exploring hell, you employ oracles. You draw a card from the story deck and place it face up in front of you. This is where you are right now. Place your token there. As you discover the land, you will add more cards to your hell map. Each card constitutes and begins a new region. When you add a new region card, the corner of your card connects with another region's corner or edge. To know whether the region you are adding is located below, beside, or above your current location, you compare the numbers of both cards and interpret the result. If the number on the new card is higher than the one on your current location, place the card above. If the number on the new card is lower than the one on your current location, place the card below. Otherwise, place the card beside your current location. You employ the rolling tables on pages 36 and 37 for inspiration to flesh out the details of each region. And you place slips of paper or index cards on top of the cards to note down the details about such a region. The 6 Hell Knights wear the crowns of hell, gifts granted to them by the great evil. Legend has it that to escape hell, you must find and defeat all 6 Hell Knights and obtain their crowns. Each Hell Knight is found under a particular auspice that represents them, and as such, they only appear when specific cards are found during the Discover a Region action. When it comes to resting and damnation, you may have to mark damnation as a result of an action. When your damnation is full or your story deck is empty, you must choose to rest or flee to live another day, or risk failing and losing on your quest. I think it would be much better to handle it as a Dark Souls or Demon's Souls type of convention or sensibility when your character gets killed horribly, but because you are already undead, you are a damned soul of hell, you respawn somewhere and you keep on trying for eternity if needed. When you rest, fill an entry in your journey book, shuffle the cards you discarded when making actions, and clear your damnation. If you run out of cards due to the map of regions you are building, shuffle any that are more than 3 away from your current location back into the deck the next time you rest. You will have to rest to find all the Hell Knights. If you encounter any demon, you may confront them. Build a stack of cards as described in the Fight a Demon action. When the number of cards in the stack matches the demon's strength, they fade away and perish. If you flee from a demon, their stack persists until you encounter them again. When it comes to the actions, you confront risks, you search for lost souls. You can use those lost souls to purchase information in order to help you discover hidden paths within a region. And you can discover regions normally. Of course, you will also have to fight demons. You can also evade danger. You can also get an answer from the Oracle. And it's important to note that the lost souls can be spent in different ways, not only to purchase information. For example, you could spend 1 lost soul upon despair when you are trying to evade danger, in order to avoid damnation. When you wield your hell weapon in combat, depending on your specific weapon, you can obtain various benefits. For example, whenever you add a spade to a foe's stack, it counts for 2 cards. Or whenever you add a club to a foe's stack, you may gain a damnation. If you do, add +1 d3 cards to their stack. Normal demons are challenging. The Hell Knights are supreme challenges, And the great evil is the greatest challenge of them all. When you gather the 6 crowns, you will have to choose if you want to reincarnate on Earth and live your life. Or perhaps you would rather face the great evil instead, attempting to rule over hell. I will keep these astonishing battles in secret to avoid spoilers, because each demonic fight against the Hell Knights or the Great Evil are unique battles when compared to the other more normal skirmishes. And what do I think about 6 Crowns in Hell? This is a great solo RPG. It is a perfect modification and reskin of the Firelights system. Firelights in its core is great, but some people may prefer an edgier and darker theme, and 6 Crowns in Hell presents just that. I also think that this game is for those that enjoy exploring hellish vistas and landscapes. If you like, for example, the works of Clive Barker, you're going to love this solo RPG. And I don't think it's a good game for cheaters. What I mean by this is that in some situations, depending on the results of the oracles of the cards, it's obvious that you will be at certain disadvantages. So cheaters will try to use the approaches that fit the situation based on their chances to succeed at the encounter. So roleplay and context should be given priority. Remember, winners never cheat, and cheaters never win. So my highest recommendation for 6 Crowns in Hell. Definitely get it. Thank you for watching this review, and thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. This has been Abraham El Jaguar, a professional game master. If you want me to run a game for you, please check out the pinned comment below. And remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. Once again, thank you, and see you later.